If you're wondering if you should be a software engineer, keep watching this video and I might be able to change your mind. Software engineering pays really well, but it is a very hard profession to get into, and you need a real passion for building and creating software. If you don't have this passion for building, then you won't be disciplined enough to learn all the tedious parts of engineering, like discrete math, data structures, algorithms, and you will hate reading documentation. All those things I said are not fun, and you will probably dislike it. Personally, for me, I found a passion for software engineering while I was already in college. I was majoring in electrical engineering, and in one of my classes, we had to use MATLAB. And I remember the first time I wrote some program and it generated a graph, and I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. I also hated electrical engineering, or I found out I hated it. So that also helped me move towards computer science, which by the next semester, I had changed my major already. So as soon as I changed my major in spring semester, I signed up for summer classes so that I could catch up and get ready to already be taking advanced level computer science classes in the next fall semester. From there, I was super excited about all my classes. I started doing projects and courses outside of school, and I worked really hard to land an internship, which turned into a full-time offer after I graduated. The reality of software engineering, though, in the real world, and once you work at a corporate job, is unfortunately not what I thought it would be, and probably not what you think it would be. I remember watching so many YouTube videos about like the day in the life of software engineer, and they always made it seem, even the videos that were a little more honest, still made it seem kind of nice and very idealistic, but that's just not how it actually is. It's nice to watch a video where somebody just goes into work and they talk about their day and it seems like everything's going well and then they just go home and chill, but that's not usually how it goes. The majority of the work is reading documentation, planning meetings, getting alignment from your team and other teams just so that you could start building something and picking what you want to build, and also dealing with management a lot. You'll be told to build things that you don't believe in, things that don't really make sense, and you're going to be wondering a lot, who is this for? Because you know your customers and you're going to be thinking, do the customers even want this? But management is telling you to build these things, so you can't really say no. I spent a lot of time working, asking myself, why are we doing this? Who I even asked my teammates that were more senior on the team, like, what are we doing? Who's this for? And even they were like, we don't know. So uh, every year, actually, our manager would have a meeting with us to go over the projects we were going to work on in the next few years. And this was my first time in the meeting because I'd only worked there for a year. But I remember sitting in the meeting the entire time, just absolutely like flabbergasted. What are we building? Why are we building these things? Why are we incorporating AI into things that don't need it? Why are we doing this? And I realized it's just because we have to do something. We have to do something that's cutting edge. We have to do something that we can try to convince the company that people will want this when in reality nobody does. So I felt crazy, but actually after that meeting, I talked to my teammates and they were also like, why are we building this thing? It's really easy to deal with a lot of the annoying parts of the job, like reading documentation, spending time planning, and making sure that your team and other teams are on the same page, which gets very frustrating because you spend days just talking to other teams about what you're going to build and how it can be incorporated. And because a lot of your services will touch other team services, and so you have to get on the same page with them. So it gets really annoying and really frustrating and really pushes back deadlines. But actually working in a corporate company, they will see all those things and still want you to hit the deadlines, even though you give them reasons why you can't. So I'm not trying to stop anybody from going into software engineering, but I think you should know what you're likely getting into because this is what the experience at most companies will be. For me, it was a real big struggle mentally to deal with this, and because I had idealized the job so much and living in a city, a big city. I actually moved to Seattle for this job, and it was a lot to it's kind of like don't meet your heroes, but for a job, it was just not the experience I thought it was at all. And I lost a lot of passion over the past year working here. By the end, I kind of knew that layoffs were going to happen, and I found myself really hoping that I would get laid off. And I ended up getting laid off along with half my team. So that was very unfortunate, but I did feel a big like weight off my chest for getting laid off. I think if you have a really big passion for building, I would say to try, even though the job market's really bad and you're lucky if you even get a job, I would say to try your best to find a company to work for that you believe in and you think is doing something that you can find passion in. You know, I think the company I worked at, what I was working on, it wasn't something I was passionate about. It wasn't something that I saw as needing more work done on it. Like I feel like it's pretty cutting edge for what it is. And we weren't really given projects that we found customers really wanting or needing. I would say take a chance on building something that is your own and actually trying to find a path towards being like kind of an entrepreneur. I'm not going to tell you to just stop trying to find a job, but right now, since I have the financial cushion and the time to work on my own projects, I'm trying to put 110% into that and building my own project. I actually am building a website and it's live, but it's not quite fully done. So I'll talk more about that in future videos, but I'm having a great time building something that's my own, building something I believe in, and actually seeing impact when I tell my friends or my family to use it to test it. And it's been really fun. I would take this over working at a corporate job 10 times out of 10. I hope this helps with any expectations that you might have had with software engineering and that you don't idealize the job too much and focus more on keeping your passion alive and doing what's best for you. Thank you.